Jonathan Anderson is the Ranveer Singh Max Pro when it comes to being a fashion designer. He ended up making pigeons look chic in 2022. So as a comment on the human relationship with technology and consumerism as well, he sent a model wearing a halter-neck top made out of computer keyboards, and the entire top was made out of those keyboards, walk down a runway at the London Fashion Week as well. There were horses sent down a runway which was designed like a paddock. You know, you have the paddock before the races, so literally there were models who were trotting across the runway and eventually cantering as well. We saw that in the Chanel show this year. And I personally feel DEMNA GVALASIA was having a whoa moment right before that atrocious, vile and deplorable campaign came out this year of BALENCIAGA styling kids around BDSM gear and alcohol, and they were slammed for it. There were calls for cancelled BALENCIAGA all over social media on the back of that particular campaign. But before that campaign happened, he did some interesting stuff. For example, you saw that show on dystopian fashion where you had models walking down the New York Stock Exchange as well. Very interesting take on dystopia, which we're seeing around the world. There were models who were walking down the runway with garbage bags in a snowstorm, and that was depicting climate change according to DEMNA GVALASIA. Then Balenciaga also had the innovation of the Lay's chips as a handbag. Beat Carlsson, the creative director of Florence Bay's Avavav, designed her debut show in such a way that her models intentionally tripped on the runway. And this was a moment that went viral on TikTok, Instagram, all over. Pierpaolo Piccioli's Fall 22 collection for Valentino, and those pink hues made quite a splash in 2022, and looks like that color is here to stay going forward in 2023 as well. Just to give you a bit of a perspective of what really happened over there, Piccioli sent out 48 models in shocking pink looks, contrasted by a handful who wore all black. The hue, which was created in collaboration with the Pantone Color Institute, played perfectly into the Barbiecore trend, gaining traction at the time, becoming an instantaneous hit among celebrities. In fact, you saw Paris Hilton walk down the runway for VERSACE, dressed up in all pink as well, and she quite had a moment right there. And how can we forget the Coperni showcase that went viral all over social media, where you had Bella Hadid, who was dressed up in real time with a spray on, and you know, her dress completely was made at the time when she walked onto the runway. It was completely sprayed on. It was a classic example of how technology really ends up marrying art. Alessandro Michelle's Spring 23 collection for Gucci was another one. It was a spectacle. It really shocked the showgoers. There was a wall length of the runway lifted to reveal an identical show which was happening on the other side. Also, it was historic because it was his last bow for Gucci. Now imagine these grasses and plants, but they're just growing out of sodden clothes, and that's exactly what happened at the Lowe's showcase in 2022. So that was another viral and bizarre moment, so to speak, in fashion history in 2022. Now these bizarre moments will come, they will go. What really remains eternal is our love for fashions.
Stay tuned for more NSFW only on News.